I'm always ready to go. Let's see.
This session should have the disclaimer of like novice DM.
Vorpal swords for everyone.
Exactly.
Can't go
That'll
wrong.
be 10 gold for a +5 Vorpal sword.
Everybody gets a deck of many things.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Minus all the bad cards. Who likes those?
Double the bad cards.
I'm doing random encounters, and this Tarrasque came up.
sounds fun.
Tear ass Q. Yes, that's the best way to pronounce it.
Is that some kind of barbecue?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you the players. Definitely a player barbecue. All right. Oh my god. Why are you asking me to sign in Roll20? You only do that when I'm late.
You're always late.
Yeah. Okay. So it does. There's a fault in my logic.
It's okay. It gives me the entirety of the chance to just put in all these things I forgot to throw in to my character sheet. Because I write them down and then I'm like, who needs them on Roll20?
Yeah, I need to write a
Who
note
needs
that
that?
says do not play a magic user, because then I spend probably 20 hours agonizing over first level spell choice.
Yes. Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad.
That's the fun.
Oh my god, it was paralyzing. And I only get 3 of them anyways. And we're just like, oh, but what best represents it's the battle between RP wise what represents the way I think the character should play, and how do I want to power game the spells as much as possible to win. And those two sides fight constantly.
Constant battle.
Yeah. Oh, unseen servant, I must have the spell. And are you out of your mind? You're taking Eldritch Blast.
That is the struggle.
Cool.
Somewhere I got me a character sheet.
Oh, apparently there's a roper. Who would have known? I mean, probably.
No looking ahead.
We're reading your module.
Well, do you notice that the chat has been erased?
Yeah, because you're practicing.
Because I was clicking on stuff and it started putting in all this stuff in the chat. I was like, why is it doing that? It's super obvious what was coming up.
That's what I always mess up, because I'll switch everything so you guys can see the die rolls, but then when I'm testing stuff, I'm like, oh, I better switch it back so they can't see the die roll so I can make sure I got everything set right, but then I forget to switch back.
Yeah, and I'm going to need your help a lot on this as I run, because I'm not quite familiar with DMing and Roll20 very well. Or in general, so everybody, if I need rules help or you go, hey, that's not the right way to do it, just let me know.
Yeah, we're here to help out.
I would say something about chat being like that, but our chat is so chill that they never... sometimes they'll make a joke about something, but they never that's wrong, like you see in some other online games where chat explodes.
Yeah, we'll retcon if we need to. All right, so I guess I should give an overview of kind of the start of this and what the company is for everybody?
Yeah.
Start wherever you're comfortable.
All right, so for those that haven't read the player's guide, although our players I'm sure have, the West Sea Trading Company is a up-and-coming what I call a mercenary organization. They're for profit entirely, both trade and mercenary, being able to be hired out and such, and they are based out of Athkatla in right there. They all the players are going to be have been members of the company for several months now, all coming in through different avenues, but they do know each other. Some have even been on missions together. I would assume Murr and Ward have definitely done some mercenary stuff together. We've got the main leaders of the company is a human named Beryl and a gnoll named Nash. They are basically Beryl runs the mercenary side, financial side, contracting side, and Nash is basically the muscle mercenary side of the company. They have several charters throughout the trackless sea and are trying to extend their control and power base towards the Shining Sea as well as west through the trackless sea. Yeah, do you guys want to do cameras?
Up to you.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yay! Sorry to interrupt. I kind of meant that as a, am I the person who am I
No,
doing something wrong?
The setting would have to
No.
be from Teagrey first, and then we could set it. And it'd be in the options under the gear at the top, right? And then you've got to enable.
Yep, almost all the way down in the scroll.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that in Dark Tides I need to do it, or is it...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gear at the top of the session.
Yep.
Above the chat, yeah.
I'm sure this webcam looks great.
Is it a permission thing?
No, towards the bottom it'll say you can switch video and audio to WebRTC, I think is what it's called. There's
Is
like
this
a
in
couple
the
versions.
edit channel, or should I be someplace else?
You should be right in the game as the DM, and then right above where all the chat and roles and stuff are at.
You're talking about in Dark Tides?
Yeah.
In Roll20?
Yeah.
I thought we were doing calls through Discord, or a video thing through Discord.
Oh,
is that different?
No, we could, but you wouldn't. The audience wouldn't see the videos, but that's okay. I mean, if we want to just do Discord and we see each other, is fine. If you
Gotcha.
want other people watching to see us, then it has to be in
Roll20.
Roll20 until I make some templates, which I haven't done yet.
Okay, so in Roll20 gear, and I am
Scroll
it's
most of the way
bottom.
down.
Video and chat options.
Yeah.
Roll20 web RTC.
Yep.
Yeah, and we only need the video. We don't want the audio.
You'll turn it on, and then we'll switch it. Each person will switch it.
Okay, have I turned it on?
Yeah, it's reloading for us.
God, I forgot how bright that light was.
And then everybody's going to be double until you switch to video only.
Oh, so dark.
And then return.
Wow.
Oh, everything's bright.
Lucien, I dig the new angle. Check you out.
The other monitor.
Yeah, well, you got all books and stuff back there, man. Check it. That's cool. That all board games?
It's everything.
Nice.
Computer games, books, board games, Magic the Gathering, card games.
Sweet.
A ton of crap over there.
Logan keeps changing pictures.
I see Shadoo.
That was webcam control. There it is. Advanced settings. And then you turn my brightness down again. Yeah. Come on. There we go. Sweet.
I have a flashlight.
Yeah, PB's in dark.
She's playing a horror game.
I am.
It will be, believe me. Wait till you get started. Horrible.
Place you somewhere else. Remind me, I'm just gonna be moving this one light around.
That looks that looks perfect, PB.
Yeah.
Just lit from below.
Look from below. The thing of my bookcase, it's great.
Fresh out of the bag. There you go.
Oh, mine hasn't showed up yet.
Yeah, I didn't
The
get that
collector's
cover,
edition.
Jerks.
Lucien. Did you get the fish, the swirly goldfish eyeballs? Or did you
I
get
got a
the picture
goldfish.
cover?
Look in
Yeah.
your camera.
Well, no, I was asking Teagrey.
Oh,
Which one?
No, I got the non-collector cover, but it's I pre-ordered it and it's not going to get here like till the 21st. It just sucks. Does it have good stuff in it?
good spells.
Mine hasn't even been cracked. I haven't even opened it. I just pulled it out of the bag.
If you want to resell it, collector's edition.
Yes, I'll seal it in Mylar like my Fiend folio. Notice there's no and in there.
All right, cool. So does anybody want to, do you guys want to introduce each of your characters?
Sure, sounds good.
All right, let's start with PB then.
PB for me is echoing. Is that
Am I echoing?
just
not
for
hearing
me? Okay,
I
must be me.
nope.
Oh, I know what you're doing.
You need to turn in
I'll change
your
it just for you.
game. You need to turn to video only. Video only. You still have voice on. So you're getting
Alright.
Got it.
webcam voice.
Muchas gracias, amigo. Reconnect.
How dare you talk to me like that?
How dare.
Not a hablo español?
I'm not your friend.
Not your friend. Well,
Get it.
Pun intended.
Alright, so I am playing Mur. Mur the Furbolg, as I've been informed. That's how it's pronounced, not Firebolg, which I personally think it's much cooler. But you
I
know,
like Firebog.
Furbolg.
Furbolg. They pretty, so, they're not young. They're not young. Pretty tall. What? They're like a greenish, grayish, bluish, sort of reddish color. Skin
Rosy
color.
cheek.
Rosy cheek.
They're adorable.
Cute button nose. It's great.
She's describing elves from the north so far. Santa's elves.
Pretty gnarly looking. They have a bunch of scars, a little bit of burn damage and such. And you don't really know if they're mean or they're nice. They look like a furbolg, but you know.
They're like 7, 8 feet tall, something like that.
Yep, somewhere around there. They're about 7.5 feet tall. And they're Mur. And I can't think of it. Oh, they're a ranger. They use short swords. You see a longbow on their back, though they rarely use it. And yeah, they have some cool things, but I'll let you see that in game.
All right, that's Mur. How about Zardan?
Zardan is a goblin. He's got a tattoo on his sleeve, or on his arm, I mean, and he generally, unless he's wearing armor, he's generally just wearing a loincloth. And he's got tool belts and odd weapons that look like a crossbow without the bow. And it looks like it's got a funnel from the kitchen at the end of it, a big brass bell maybe on the end of it. And if anyone has adventured with him or gotten in a scuff, it's very loud. People call it a thunder cannon, but he calls it a boomstick. Other than that, I guess he's when the combat is going to occur, he also has a hand axe and a scimitar. Other than that, he's always tinkering with something. And some of you don't believe he sleeps, because you almost never see him sleep. So he probably hides somewhere before he sleeps. He wanders around, talks to himself a lot, and then bursts out in maniacal laughter all to himself. So, an odd little duck. Yellow eyes, yellow teeth.
Nice. Okay, cool. Ward?
Yeah, Ward's human. Dresses a little bit like a down on his luck noble, maybe. Carries a staff. On the ends of the staff are two kind of like their iron shod. So you can see it fits over both ends of his staff that he walks with. It's just a big straight staff. Human, 6 foot, brownish hair, awesome arrow flint-like mustache. Stays pretty quiet, tries to stay in the background for the most. Seems to keep an eye out on everything and stay out of everybody's way. Really bad Tonk player, which is why everybody always tries to get him to play Tonk. And he loses all his money. And always reading his book. He's got a big book bound. You can't quite tell what the cover is because it seems like the front of the cover shifts and changes every now and then when you try to stare at it too long, and you might get a headache if you look at it for too long. And he's always in that book reading, trying things out, mumbling to himself. That's pretty much it. Pretty quiet guy. You're kind of run-of-the-mill academic playing soldier at this point.
All right, cool. Logan, is it Shadu, or how do you pronounce that?
Shadu.
Shadu.
He is a tabaxi from somewhere to the south. He is immaculately dressed in fine velvets. He has a rapier on his hip, and a crossbow on his back. But most of the time, he's not carrying the crossbow, and that's only for when he's out on a job. He's a horrible cheat at cards, but none of you would know that because you haven't caught him doing it. He just seems to be remarkably lucky.
Okay, so he's not bad at cheating. He is a horrible cheat. As in,
Yes.
he's
good at it.
He does it all the time.
Extremely good at it, yes. And he is a spy for the company, or a sneak.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, let's for company background of all the characters, Shadu is one of their spies and often procures information against rival trading companies, stuff that they need to procure for contracts. You've got Ward and Mur that are often out in the mercenary field, fulfilling contracts to protect, fulfilling contracts to procure, whatnot. You've got Zardan, who is part of the research and development wing of the company. Not quite sure what goes on there, but
Field testing.
various nasties. Often,
A lot of failures.
yeah, there's been a lot of rebuilding of certain warehouses that have been attributed to Zardan. But he's been given certain resources he needs. So that brings us to the beginning of tonight's adventure, which finds all 4 of our characters in the office, a large meeting room with Beryl and Nash, as Beryl is describing a mission coming up that he has selected all 4 of them for. Beryl has brought you guys together to basically go down to one of the uninhabited islands south of the Lanther Isles, south of Azavir's Channel, that he believes, and you guys kind of known through your interviews with Beryl, a lot of the rumors that go along with the company, that Beryl is somewhat of a diviner and kind of has foresight on a lot of stuff that happened, which has served the company well, and he obviously uses for deciding what directions the company goes, while Nash is just basically kind of the enforcer that leads the military arm of that. But he's also here as well in the room with you guys as you guys are going over strategies of what this mission's going to be. So Beryl's describing an island that he wants to send you to basically explore the island and try to find a good spot for a secret base for the company. There's a lot of companies within Athkatla that are rivals of the West Sea Trading Company. Some of the noble houses in Athkatla have been actively trying to thwart their rise to power. And Beryl has sent you guys, or is sending you guys to this isle to hopefully establish a secret area. He wants something that has a protected area for ships, as well as something that's easily defendable. And what he has described to you about this island is that it's known to the locals and the pirates of the area as the Drowned Isle. It is infested with undead. So people rarely stop there to resupply, and they kind of basically steer clear of it. There's a lot of rocky reefs around it that have been the fate of a lot of shipping stuff over the centuries. So there's a lot of shipwrecks, and a lot of those unfortunate souls merchants and stuff see wandering the isle along the beaches, and it's known that inland is even worse. But Beryl explains to you that he has an insight into this isle, that he has a contract with a gnomish company that is doing excavation on this isle, and Mur and Ward also know that they've done a delivery of some artifacts up to Waterdeep for sale that came from this isle. These artifacts were black enameled armor, some very finely crafted weaponry that, from what they understand, was centuries old. And this very secretive contract with this gnomish company. This is not to be discussed. This is in pure confidence. You guys have all been indoctrinated in the company. You're company members. You wear the badge with the serpent around the furled sail. So you've paid your dues to basically get this kind of inside information. and he's entrusting to you guys to maintain the secrecy as the Mare's Tail will be leaving Athkatla accompanied by the Nightfall, which the Mare's Tail is a merchant ship, merchantman, and the Nightfall is a much it's one of the newer ships of the company, much more armaments, and they're going to be going down as together. The merchantman is going on towards the Shining Sea for trade, and the Nightfall will have Nash on board, and they're going down to basically privateer down in the Shining Sea. So they will be accompanying both ships down to protect against the pirates, and they will be dropping you guys off at this the Isle of the Drowned. You'll have 2 months of rations. They're also resupplying the Gnomish company there with all the stuff they need for their archaeology dig, they call it. They call it the dig. And he's worked out a deal with them that you can use that as a base of operations on the island as you explore. And your contact there, his name is Phineas McNubbin. He is the lead gnome archaeologist on that in that group.
What was his-
McNubbin.
Yep. I was just
Phineas
gonna ask.
McNubbin.
All right.
So, basically, do you have any questions for Beryl as he goes over this? No. Okay.
Zardan shakes his little goblin head.
He just wants us to secure the area.
He wants you to explore and secure any possible place that would be a good covert base for the company. And normal company rules, any kind of spoils you get, anything that is of significant use to the company will be donated to the company, but you keep all spoils.
I assume I'm being taken along to sweet talk any of the gnomish females that are present.
Exactly.
Very good.
And there will be so many gnomish females.
Yeah, I would say Ward, who's leaning against the door jamb in the office, maybe not even sitting, would quietly say, "And who's in charge?"
It's funny you would say that, Ward. I believe you will be in charge.
And he kind of looks at Beryl and shakes his head. Is like, And then he looks at the goblin immediately and thinks, my job is cut out for me. Yeah, he'll nod. All right. So covert base, supply the gnomes. We don't have to do anything else with the gnomes, correct?
No, they are a third party in this. They do not know why you're there other than kind of getting a exploration, and it might be in your best interest to let them think you're there to help out with their exploration of the Isle.
Okay. And they will know that we are from the company.
The company.
But
Yeah, they will know that you are
everybody else?
West Sea Trading Company, and
Okay.
they have a exclusive contract with the West Sea Trading Company. West Sea supplies them, and West Sea has a monopoly on anything they procure on the island.
Okay.
They are seen as allies in this.
And then you said we are given supplies as far as food and drinkable water? Any other gear we can count on for this expedition?
You'll have full supplies for 2 months. That's food and water, any kind of tack you need, rope, grappling hooks, all that kind of stuff is provided for you, and as well as should you need anything, the understanding is that the Gnomish company should help you out with that in that regard.
If the island's full of undead, do we have a
I
holy
mean,
man coming with us?
It appears not in this party.
Way to go, Ward.
We know this.
Yeah, I'll
War
look at
Forge.
Shadu and I'll say, I'm hoping that we do a lot more sneaking and a lot less fighting.
oh, where's the fun in that?
Sardad looks at his gun, looks back at you.
Yeah, I'm like, where's the silencer for that?
Yeah.
Do we know? None of us have actually been there before. You did mention that me and Mur had taken some artifacts that came from there, but we have not been to this island yet, correct?
Correct. You have not been to this island.
So-
You took artifacts from Athkatla up to a dealer in Waterdeep, and it was a very secretive sale up there. The company's being very secretive about where this kind of stuff's coming from. It's basically what you saw in the exchange was black enameled armor and some fine silver weaponry. Armor that looked kind of like it didn't fit a normal body type that you're used to. Very elongated breastplate, that kind of thing. And you were told that this was from a long gone civilization, but it's becoming all the kind of rage right now up in Waterdeep, and the name of it was the Azi, AZI. So they're fetching high prices, but the West Sea Trade Company has the only access to it, and they aren't telling anybody where it's coming from.
Okay. Can we get, not specifics, obviously, as I look to probably Barrel, or I guess Nash would also know. Are we dealing with full-on jungle terrain? Are we dealing with some type of, what type of terrain are we dealing with here?
Terrain is entirely jungle. This island is very thick jungle island, so you can be it's going to be hard going travel wise.
Okay, and hot, humid, prone to rain showers, and then
Yep.
thick jungle. Okay.
Just like home.
Yeah, Shadu coming from I'm not sure where he's from, but this is very kind of he knows what this is going to be like. Also, Beryl has Ward come over and sets out a stone for Ward to carry, and he calls it a 7th stone. And you guys know 7 stones fairly well within the company because they are communication stones that the company uses quite often. And the reason they're called 7 stones is because once per day you can say 7 words into the stone. Beryl will receive them and then reply 7 words back.
Good to know.
And that stone he's given a Ward, and it's kind of like a small onyx kind of stone that kind of has a thumb depression in it, and the way you activate it is to rub it with your thumb until it basically activate.
Yeah, I will secure that in one of my various belt pouches I'm sure I have at that point. And I look and I think I'm like, all my questions are answered, and I look to the team, some I've worked with, some I'm meeting today, and give the raised eyebrow of any other questions as I look to each of you
Good to go, Chief.
Thumbs up.
As you do that, a really loud knock happens on one of the doors into the meeting room.
Fireball. No, I was kidding.
Oh,
Murder
Just-
hobos.
Just like my
Poor
pick your
Cade.
own adventure game.
poor Cage was not expecting the fireball.
He then
So
realizes it's a minor illusion. It's not a real one. It just makes you start. I'm just kidding.
in bus one of your other company members, Cage, and he's bleeding profusely, and he goes right up to Nash and he goes, "The Eastenders, they attacked us. Talon's dead." And Nash, of course, just kind of turns and goes, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "They jumped us at the Keg and Keel." Nash looks around. He's all, "This? What do you mean?" And you see Beryl stand up, and he's obviously just super pissed off. And he says, "All right, we know what we got to do. This needs to be an example. No more." Nash turns to you and says, "Everyone, meet me outside. 5 minutes." And Beryl turns to Nash and says, "No, it doesn't matter the cost. Make it an example." Nash takes off the room, and he starts yelling at Cage to go get wagons ready.
Let's go. Let's kill him.
Let's go. Murder hobo.
Murder hobo in action.
We're like slam the thing for Cage.
I'm just like EastEnders. Fuck those
And you
EastEnders.
guys know the Eastenders as another rival trading company that's been really kind of pushing in on your guys' territory in the docks, causing all sorts of problems. Not the guys you care about.
It's like
So we're gonna head down to the docks. Is that what it feels like we're doing?
As Cage says that, he goes to Barrow real quick and throws down some hairs. And he goes, "I cut this off one of them before they ran." Beryl starts to kind of go in a trance with those hairs. And he says, "They're at the Fallen Stag."
the fallen stag.
Fallen Stag, which you guys know is another tavern down the road on Portage Street from the Keg and Keel, which is a lot of the taverns kind of have territory within the companies. Like the Keg and Keel is obviously a one of the main West Sea areas, and the Fallen Stag is one of the East Ender areas.
Let's go pick a fight.
And I'm just hearing sharks and jets just in my head right now.
Exactly.
We're totally
Jets.
gonna dance battle. I'm telling you right now. Well, yeah.
All right,
I would
so-
say even before anybody even walks out the room. I mean, it's as people are walking out the room. I'm gonna go ahead and bust out my first spell of the campaign. Yes.
All right, describe it.
Yes. So this is you see mage armor, and what it looks like is steel bands cover my head, so they kind of each one just kind of keeps over, and it almost forms like a helmet, and then it forms just on the arms. It's like steel, almost adamantine looking like bands. Nothing on the chest or the body or the legs, but just on the arms itself, you can see these steel bands. Very out of game Colossus like. Or in my mind, it was like Winter Soldier arm.
Oh, sweet.
And so it's just on the arms. That's why it's I wanted to do the whole body, but I need to get hit, so that wouldn't make any sense. So it was like he uses his arms to try to, block and defend, though things can still get through if they pass that. So mage armor has been deployed. It even makes that sound of the metal sliding in place, and then a helmet too that looks like a regular helmet.
None of you see where Shadu gets the dagger from, but he's going to tap you on the back and say, "You're missing a bunch." What are you doing?
I look at him and I was like, "That's what I got you for." And then I point to the
I wish
big
you
guy.
luck with that.
I point to the big guy and it's like, he's up front, you're at the back. We're good. I look at the goblin again once more, and I look at him. I was like, I'm still not sure what this guy does, but we'll see. And he's pretty dismissive to you starting off. He's actually you kind of get the point or the idea that he might not like goblins all that much.
Right. As he says under his breath something like, "They'll never see him coming."
Yeah, he's got to warm up to you yet. It's not quite there.
It's all good.
And then, we head out. I'm ready to go. That's an 8-hour spell, so let's do some battle.
All right, so everybody takes 5, grabs their kit, grabs their gear. You meet Cage out, and he's got a covered wagon already horsed up. You see Silver, which is another one of the company members, up front. Nash is at the back of the wagon, gesturing you guys to climb in the back.
Yeah, climb up.
All right, as you guys file into the back, Nash jumps up in the back with you. You see his very heavy 3-headed flail. He's obviously worked up. He's got a bit of spittle dribbling off of his muzzle.
I'm going to climb up into the front of the wagon.
All right, Shadu's in the front of the wagon. You'll be able to hear this as you guys start. Silver starts out and he starts going down Portage Street, and you guys were meeting probably about 10 o'clock at night, so it's in the evening time. Most of the streets are kind of cleared off. You see the occasional prostitute and drunkard going down the street as you start rolling out. Nash is in the back, kind of working up a frenzy. He's like, "These Eastenders, we gotta end them. This goes no further. Everyone, no mercy. The only one that stays alive is the barkeep and the wench. That's it. No one gets out." So he's making a huge speech about, fallen members of the company, how they're, if you fall tonight, you'll be entered in the annals in honor, making a big old speech about how this is how you guys are going to make your mark, among other things, and showing that the company is not to be trifled with. So in doing that, he's actually doing a inspiration that's going to give everybody 8 extra temporary hit points.
Nice.
Going into this combat. So that takes place over about 5-10 minutes as the wagon is going. And from what you can tell out of all this, it's been probably 20 minutes or so, half an hour since Cage told you that Talon was killed.
Oh, you went silent.
That helps that I hold the push to talk down, doesn't it? How long was I silent?
Just
No,
just
that was
like
just
one
like
sentence.
yeah, it was
Yeah, just like one sentence.
You said it was about
Yeah,
an hour
exactly.
since Troy. Or an hour since somebody had died.
All right. Poor Talon has fallen.
Talon.
Talon is going in the annals later today. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to copy over your tokens onto... Basically, as you guys pull up into the out front of the Fallen Stag, lights are on. You can tell there's people inside. Nash gives a 1, 2, 3, everyone go, and he tells Silver and Cage to go around back and make sure no one gets out. and you four are going in with Nash.
And does this other company, they wear, I assume, do they wear badges pretty boldly too? Kind of, are they proud of who, the company they're part of, and they all wear?
Yeah, and they wear all like blue bands across their left arm, as well as badges that you guys know what EastEnders look like.
Okay.
So it'll be easy to tell who's who from the inside. So if I do this right, I just paste you guys over here. Did that work? Can you see?
You got to move us to the page.
Thank you.
There we go.
That work you guys see?
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I see myself. I see Nash. Yeah, I see everybody.
And I did dynamic lighting on this, so I'm hoping that you guys see a bunch of patron guys in red robes, the bartender across the bar.
But yeah, nothing in the back. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So you notice at the table to the left back where you see the 5 EastEnders and their obvious superior, Brits, who some of you have had run-ins with before, is obvious at that table.
To the left there, yeah.
Yeah.
The rest are all red wizards of Thay.
Exactly. Just
Exactly.
a ton of
I'll
first
look at you and
level
say,
magic users.
They're mine.
I feel bad. I'm
I
sorry.
want
It's gonna be like
spellbooks.
just a bunch of magic missiles coming out.
Exactly.
All right, so Nash just kicks through the door as you guys go in, and he basically says, "Doll, no more do you serve EastEnders. Everyone in here is forfeit. Brits, you know what you did." And we're all just going straight to initiative as his flail just comes out.
We're going after the
Hell
Brits.
yeah.
Oh, do I have to open that up first?
Yeah, you
So-
want to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Open it
Great
on the
first
left.
roll, me. Pat on the back.
Good job.
He didn't have the chart open. That was
Rest
fumbled
in
dice.
peace.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah. So yeah, just and then that and
So I gotta get him out of the way right now.
Yep.
That's weird. Yours went into it without me needing to have it open.
Yeah, it was weird.
I think as long as they select their token, it throws it in there. It's when people don't select their tokens that it doesn't go in correctly. Ooh,
Woot woot.
killing it.
Lord.
Killing it.
All right, getting everybody's initiative in here.
What's your dex on him, Dan?
My dex on Ward is an 18, buddy.
What the hell?
I'm a War Mage. I'm not one of them book readers. I need a high
Except
dex.
he always has his nose in the book.
What's your dex?
My dex is
Looks like you're tied.
yeah, mine's an 18.
You will beat Brit.
Though I may first turn here. I don't think I need to go first. So yeah. Well, okay. We'll figure out what we're gonna do here.
Do we have surprise?
You don't have surprise in the fact that Nash kind of came in kind of
Yelling.
yelling. You know that everyone kind of got startled by him coming in and then quickly reached for weaponry when he started saying what he was saying. You've got the barkeep and, basically screaming, no, not here. And knowing that this thing is not, he's going to have no ability to change Nash's mind. Most of the patrons of the bar kind of heard what Nash said and are kind of realizing that they're not quite getting out of here alive. So many are pulling what weapons they have or making makeshift weapons out of the chairs and and knives and silverware that they have around.
Now, on the bottom of your turn order, there should be a little button there for you to, it's like a gear to open up, and then you can have it rearrange so that when you're using the arrow to flip through, it'll help you remember whose turn you're on at the time.
Did that
And
work?
It did, and then you can always readjust it when you need to. So you can just drag and drop in the order to move stuff around.
Okay, it looks like Zardan, what's your deck?
16.
All right, you will go before any East Enders. Myrrh, nice one. All right, it looks like we're at the top of the round and we have Ward up.
So I would like to take a quick scan of the room. Can I see, we're fighting this guy. What is he wearing? What are the weapons from this group here that they're wielding? What's in their hands at this point from this group over at the table?
Okay, the Brit has a scimitar and dagger, which he has in both hands.
Okay.
Most of the East Enders have short swords that they have drawn.
Okay. And as I'm scanning the room, I'm always looking for anyone that looks like a mage or a spellcaster, anybody that's used staff, robes, book-like. Do I see any of that in a quick scan of the room?
You do not see that in a quick scan of the room.
Okay. I'm going to move next to Nash here, and I'm going to hold my action. If anybody attacks Nash, I'm going to... Actually, if anybody comes within 5 feet around me, I'm going to hit him with my staff at this point. And I'm gonna I'm gonna hold my action to do an attack action if anybody gets close.
All right.
And I'm good.
So Brit stands up and says, USC scum! This will not be your day. And he bounds over these tables and runs straight for Nash. Actually jumping on this table. And survive to attack Nash. So your trigger was anyone attacking Nash?
I'm going to say anybody that gets in 5 feet. So, like, if anybody gets here to kind of move in on him, I'm going to attack anybody that gets in those 5 feet squares.
All right.
Because I assume somebody's going to try.
So you see Brit make a flurry of attacks on Nash. 2 with the scimitar and 1 with his dagger.
Or no captain can handle it.
And whiffs every single attack.
Yes.
The last attack actually hits Nash, but doesn't get through his plate armor, which you've noticed Nash is almost always wearing. Probably sleeps in it.
For high enough level, you could take the armor mastery feat, and that would cover that sleeping in your armor.
Yeah. All right, we have Shadu.
All right, I do not believe, or I do believe that I have a chance to sneak attack on the guy to the right as long as he is within 5 feet of Nash.
You do.
I will shoot my crossbow at
Crossbow out.
that guy.
All right. Oh.
First attack roll. Game over. See you, Teagrey. We won. We won.
believe
Good
that will hit,
campaign.
yes.
Blow it.
Oh, yeah.
So not only do you get the double weapon damage. Woo.
And sneak attack.
Yeah, any dice you roll.
Oh, wait a second. Let me see if I got my macro set up right. That is a yes.
Just gotta click on light crossbow, right?
Yeah, it's not gonna take the sneak. No, it did. 10 altogether.
All right. Describe your first sneak attack death
Um,
of the poor patron
Again.
that was reaching back for a dagger.
Of Molly Warden, who was drinking at the table.
Single mother of
Single
4
mom of-
kids.
yeah.
In
Had-
the wrong
had-
place at the wrong time.
had anybody been watching Shadu, you would have been surprised at the speed with which that crossbow flew up to his shoulder and fired off, and just drilled that poor schmuck right in the forehead, flinging him out of the chair backwards.
Nice. All right. Any additional action?
No,
Come on,
I don't.
words.
I don't need
Shadow's
to.
got to say something. Come on. This is a say something moment.
No, he's too cool. He just glowers.
Yeah, he's gonna start reloading that crossbow.
Perfect.
Yeah, there. Yes, that would have been it.
All right. It looks like the patrons knew that this was
They weren't
Not
sure,
going
but they're
there.
sure now.
They're like, Tuesday.
Morale check.
Yeah.
Quick
they
morale
they
check.
were all like, are they just after these tenders? Obviously not.
I believe he said everyone dies.
Okay. So all right. I've pre-rolled a bunch of 20 just to make this hopefully go a little quicker. This patron next to at the bottom here will scream wildly and run up and slash at Shadu with a knife he's procured from the table. And he gets I don't believe these guys get any plus. So that's going to, oh, it's a +2. 18. Does an 18 hit you?
It does.
2 bludgeoning damage from a very scared patron of the bar.
You picked the wrong night to come out drinking.
Now that's the one I'll attack.
Okay,
If
you
I
have
may.
your reaction. Go for it.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and basically just quarterstaff to the head, boot to the head.
That is a hit.
4 bludgeoning damage.
Describe as this patron goes unconscious.
Yeah, he kind of moved forward, and I actually swept down and hit his knee and leg, and he fell, hit his head, completely knocked him out.
All right.
Blood started to pour a little bit from his nose, probably still breathing and alive, but little concussive damage from his head hitting the floor.
His friend looks over that just attacked Shadu and pees himself. So we've got these 3 patrons at the bar make a run for it. Let me get rid of this guy. He is down and out. We're gonna attack on ward of a 18.
Yeah, 18 would hit.
3 bludgeoning to ward.
Nice. And you see it hit off of the temporary points, right? So that's going to
Correct.
be 5. All right. I'm down to 5 temporary hit points. Take that.
These 2 patrons run up and give complete whiffs at Nash, not even coming close.
A plate wearing Knoll. Yeah.
Yeah, not even close. This third one in front of Nash to the left misses wildly. These 2 in the back actually start running towards the back, and you see them go back around the to that back hallway. This one down to the left of Zardan kind of hesitates, runs up, thinks that he can get past Zardan, and takes a good swing at Zardan, and has a nice 5, which I assume misses you.
Yes, it does.
All right, we are up to Nash now. Nash is taking all his swings at Brits. He is fully engaged in Brits, even though he's surrounded here. So you see, let's see. I'm actually going to roll his because I've actually got his character sheet ready. I apologize if this is taking long. There's a lot of guys moving.
Welcome to my
Feels your
world.
pain.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Lucien feels my pain.
had 20 zombies on Saturday morning after the party.
I know. I'm like, should I really open up with this many things? I'm like, yes. All right. Here comes 2 flail attacks on Brit. Unfortunately for Nash, both of those miss. Are you guys seeing those rolls?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he basically flails and flails. So we are to Zardan. He is basically 1-on-1 with Brits. Brits kind of jumped over his flail attack as he dances on this table. And
All
Zardan
right.
is
Oh, there's this guy right in front of me, huh?
yes, to your left there is a very determined patron trying to get past you and out the door.
Oh, but we were told nobody walks away. So
That is correct. Nash was very adamant about an example being made. They were at the wrong bar at the wrong time.
and what did he swing at me with?
He swung at you with a knife,
All right.
dagger, basically.
All right. Shouldn't have brought a knife to a gunfight. I'm just gonna let him thunder cannon. Oh, did I miss?
Hit.
12. Yay!
I'm going to preface this description by there is really not much of this guy left, so describe the pink mid.
Like I said, shouldn't have brought a knife to a gunfight. And it like shears the feet. He goes flying as he's coming apart, and just kind of chunkage lands on the table there. As I point at the screen, like you guys can see, chunks of the guy land there, and his legs are still dangling off the table, twitching like that. And then Zardan racks the thing, and a big brass tube comes flying out of it. And then he uses his bonus action to jam another brass thing in it.
That's a smokeless powder, right?
Sure. Oh, I like the detail. Nice.
Or are we all blind from smoke now?
I assume.
Are we all deaf?
Deaf, maybe.
And rule clarification. So that's a ranged weapon shooting at something that's 5 feet away from you. Do you get any disadvantage?
I
It
guess
wouldn't matter.
Like
it is
everybody else?
it is a ranged weapon. So if there is a ranged thing, yes, I guess I would.
I think you still hit him, but I might.
It's
you might want
shooting
to keep that
into
in deck.
same as shooting into cover, right? Which is -2 or partial.
Range is disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Okay, yes, he would have still hit.
All right.
I thought he
will-
would, but I just wanted to make sure he knew.
Yeah,
And I
most of
will
these
take
guys
note of
that you see in the red are basically dock workers, various just kind of civilians. They look in cloth clothing, so
Yeah, but they knifed me, so they're going down. Shouldn't have knifed me.
they did knife you.
Oh, I can still move, right?
Correct.
Fudge that. I got
And
warrior
bonus
types.
action.
bonus action, I had to reload the thunder cannon.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
And how much ammo does that usually carry?
So
You?
it's one at a time. You have to. You use your bonus action to reload it. So if I have to use my bonus action to disengage or hide because I'm a goblin, then I can't reload it until I get the chance to use another bonus action to reload it. So
And how much ammo do you usually carry on you?
it's generally you on a long rest you can make about 40 rounds of ammo.
And is that how much you carry on you?
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
and that's bandolier basically.
Yes, exactly. So it's like a big a bandolier across, and then you actually have your they call it a magazine. What's it called? Basically, yeah, it's your magazine for your all your gunsmithing stuff.
Gotcha.
And on a short rest you can make 10 rounds, and on a long rest you can make 4 rounds of ammo.
All right, cool. All right, so that's last of your moves, Ardan?
Yep. I just tuck in behind my more melee fighting looking friends and hope for the best.
All right. We're on to the East Enders.
I want to glance over my shoulder at Myrrh and say, could use you forward any time now.
We have an East Ender rushing forward to Myrrh and getting a 15. Does that hit Myrrh?
I think she's reconnecting.
Okay.
Myrrh's gone dark.
Myrrh's good.
Passes out. Not Myrrh.
No.
Or she turned into a shadow and we don't
She
know
just
where or
popped
what
into
she's doing.
Discord again. She's here again, I think. Oh, she's...
No, yeah, I'm here.
There you are.
All right. Does a 15 hit you, Myrrh?
Yes. It totally does.
All right. For 3 damage, you get stabbed by an East Ender with a short sword.
You just see Mer snarl.
This East Ender pulls off to the side and fires a crossbow at Nash and misses horribly. It goes actually into the ceiling. East Ender pulls out a crossbow and fires at Nash and hits Nash.
Let's hope Nash is a barbarian.
He is not. And Nash takes 7 points of damage. He shrugs.
We need Silver and where's our gang? Troy and Cage and...
Yeah, you actually hear yelling from the back of the tavern as well. This East Ender runs up and attacks. Let's see, who does he attack? Myrrh or War? 1 to 2 Myrrh. Ah, he attacks Myrrh. Does a 13 hit you, Myrrh?
Nope.
All right. He swings at Myrrh and misses horribly. The last East Ender runs up and attacks Nash and misses horribly. We are to Myrrh. Myrrh, you are up.
Here it comes.
All right. So I can't see the map, but that's fine. I'll just assume they're in my face. So Mer has her short sword ready and just is snarling down at this patron who dared stab her. And she swings her short sword straight towards him. Now let's see if this works. My big fat finger is... Oh, there we go. 15?
That is a hit on one of the East Enders to the left or straight ahead of you. Your choice.
Whichever one stabbed me.
That would be
That one died.
That one died, then the other one who dared try stab me.
all right to the left.
That worked.
Yep.
7
Alright.
piercing. He takes a
Yep.
big jab to his side. Not happy about it.
And I'm just gonna post up there at the door in case anybody dares run out, so I could have a sweet opportunity attack.
All right. Well, you guys are posted up very well at the door. I don't think anyone's getting out unless they can down one of you right now. So we are at the bottom of the round. We are going to return with Ward, and I think we should take our 5-minute break right now.
Awesome.
Be right back.
Drinks. through the turn.
Yeah, let's do it.
They'll start attacking her.
All right, go ahead, Ward.
All right. Twirling my staff around, whirring motion. I'm going to attack this guy here.
Okay.
I'm hoping to strike him. So where's my character sheet? There you are. Nice. Here goes a quarterstaff. 11?
That is a hit on this unarmored patron
2 bludgeoning.
of the fallen stag. 2 bludgeoning.
No threat here.
He staggers back, slightly bruised.
Okay.
Any additional action?
I tell him you should run now. And no bonus action.
I'm trying
no
to
movement.
get out of my way.
Steve, the dock worker.
Go to the back door.
Steve. That doesn't sound any better.
I keep twirling the staff. That's my turn.
All right, Brits is up and attacking.
I say, hang in there, Dash.
And here come the scimitars and daggers. Ooh. One of his scimitars hits, and one of his daggers hit. Nash does not like this. I hear Greybeard's mic pulsing. Is that the music that's doing that?
Oh, no, sorry. Ooh, bad habit. I picked up a dice for a certain reason and I was thumping it. Good call.
In time. I like it.
I
Bonus
didn't
for
even
being in
realize.
time with the music.
I didn't even realize it.
Disadvantage for...
Annoying the DM.
You take disadvantage. You can use it anytime you wish.
Yep.
All right, Shadu, you're up.
Come on,
All right,
Shadu.
he's gonna stab the guy directly in front of him with his rapier.
Oh,
Okay, dice gods. We need some help.
Boo. He will use his dagger. Stab.
that is effective.
Oh,
And he will also use his sneak attack. With
It
his
does,
attack
yeah.
on
It's on
somebody who's adjacent
one
to
of
a
your
foe.
attacks in a turn, so it can be the second. Yeah, that's cool.
Something screwed up with my sneak attack damage. Thought I had that macro all worked out. Clearly I don't. I'm just gonna roll up. Five altogether. Oh, I'm sorry. 8 altogether.
Describe how Roger's birthday bash ends.
He
This batch
he
that
definitely dodges the rapier as it shoots past his shoulder, and he watches the tip. But what he doesn't watch is the dagger coming in right behind it into his throat.
and he was hoping to go home with Mary, who you crossbowed in the first round.
Now, she looked at me funny, so
Mm-hmm.
Worst birthday ever, he gurgles. Any further actions?
no.
All right, the frantic patrons.
That was my bonus action, by the way, my second attack.
Okay. So the patron slide, we're gonna get a patron attack. Oh, how did you say that thing goes away, Lucien? If you put them.
What goes
The
away?
thing.
Double click it, I think is what he said.
Double click the name.
Gotcha, to get it to go away again.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we have a patron attack. Shadow. 16. Does that hit Shadow's AC?
He's a 16.
2 bludgeoning.
It's a good thing we got those
Good.
temporary hit points.
All right, one is gonna go either for Ward or Shadow.
Bring it.
1 to 2 Ward.
I taunt him. I want him to hit me.
Oh no, Shadow.
These are cat haters.
He wants you.
I'm the guy killing everybody. Yeah, go ahead.
That is true.
14.
Miss.
All right. Ward, this guy is really trying to get through you. 11.
No, you see me raise my arm that has all that metal on it and just stops the weapon cold as it slams into the arm. No damage.
He is upset. All right. One more patron on. That 8 misses Nash. You do hear combat happening in the rear of the establishment. And we are to Nash. Again, he is... Oh, that sucked. Double clicking on the turn order is bad.
That could be.
You can just cycle through.
Well, no,
And go
just,
back
just
around.
add him in again. Say, type in Nash, add him in, and put him at a 14. And then you just throw him back up there.
Do I just do it by doing their initiative again?
You could. It'll put another box in there, and then you can just renumber it once it's in there. So now just click where the 11 is, put, I think he had a 14, which would be above the 13. And then now just drag him up. Or if he's done, you can leave him at the bottom.
I think Nash was Brits before Nash? Yeah, or did Brits already
Yeah,
attack,
no, it was
right?
it was all the patrons, and then it was Nash's turn.
And then Zardan.
Yeah.
And then the EastEnders.
I hear fighting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, like I don't see Zardan up there anymore either.
Zardan, what were you at?
13. And I was just above the EastEnders.
EastEnders.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll yours, and I'll put you in.
Oh.
That's weird that double clicking gets rid of people in the turn order.
Yeah, that was weird. I hadn't done that.
I moved up into the world.
You can't get into Roll20 PB.
All right, so looks like Zardan is up.
All right. Okay, so am I technically in melee with this guy or this
Did
guy?
Nash attack?
Yeah.
No, I believe I was I actually look up to the thing. So we had Brits attacked, then Shadow went, right? Then a bunch of patrons, and then I screwed it up. So it's actually Nash.
Yeah, it should be. Yep, Nash then Zar. Yeah, yeah. We got it.
Okay, so Nash. He is going full attacks on Brit. And sucking. This is embarrassing for Nash.
He's having
All right.
trouble because Brit's up on that table too high.
Yeah,
used
he's
to
not
that.
used to attacking up. He's used to attacking down.
It's hard because his knoll back spine can't look up very well.
Exactly. All right. So he is going to use combat coordination with Shadu. Shadu, you can make a melee attack against anyone within 5 feet of you.
I will stab the guy right in front of me to the
And
north.
I look back to Mur and I say, "This battle's crazy. We got cats and dogs working together. Whole world's going crazy."
23,
That
I
is-
assume we will hit?
Oh yeah.
There we go. 10.
And that was the one between you and Ward, or to the right?
One between Ward and I.
All
What did we
right.
hit last time?
Another patron down. There's basically 3 bodies in that one spot, all piled on top of each other.
It's now difficult terrain.
Yeah, no one wants to move in there.
It's
anymore.
it's Yellowbeard. There was a bit of a tiff.
All right, so Zardan.
Getting blood all over my clothes. It's pissing me off.
All right, and then I will ask a different question with one of the same elements. This guy, am I in combat with? Am I going to take disadvantage if I blow his face off?
Is that how it works, Lucien?
Yeah, if somebody's within 5 feet of you and you try to do a ranged attack, even if you tried to shoot like one of these guys in the back, because that guy is there within 5 feet, you're having to fumble.
He's messing with your mojo.
He's like, if you
Alright.
try to sit and aim, he's just going to stab you in the face. So you're having to kind of duck around and.
All right, so it's disadvantage.
Yeah.
I will take
Monkey
my
roll.
chances since I have a loaded thunder cannon. Oh,
Boom! Into the ceiling.
yep.
One of the chandeliers goes flying.
All right, and I will use my bonus action to load said thunder cannon. Same kind of thing. Brass goes flying. I pull one out of the bandolier, jam it in there, lock it home.
All right, the explosions everywhere. And we're up to the East Ender. This one to the south will close with Myrrh. Surround her. We've got 2 attacks on Myrrh happening.
Oh boy.
Dang it.
Hang in there, Mur. You got this.
An 8 and a 21.
21 hits.
6 slashing damage to Myrrh. Is there something I need to do to update the bars to show for me, Lucien?
Yeah. On the token, under the advanced settings, not the one where you put an icon on them, on the second page of that is where you turn on if you're going to show the bar or not. And they're called bar 1, 2, and 3.
And that shows them to everybody?
Right. And you decide which ones to turn on. Yeah. And then it's, yeah, anybody can see them on the tokens. They're a pain to set up if you haven't done it, but I always forget. So it's easier to do if you do it ahead of time, but it's
Yeah, I
tough.
thought I set them up right, but I guess I did not.
Yeah, there should be a checkbox there that says show.
All right. So that is the 2 East Enders there. We have another East Ender that will attack Ward to try to get through.
Come on, AC.
9.
Yeah. Steel arm comes forward, blocks his short sword once again. Winter Soldier style.
I'm going to tap you in the back with my dagger again. We're insane.
East Ender runs up and slashes Nat and hit.
Ooh. Nash is taking a beating.
4 more slash. And the last East Ender is sending a crossbow at Nat. Oh. Only for 2. All right, we are to. Is it Myrrh again? Perfect timing, PB. You're up.
I still cannot see the map, but I'm just going to assume there's someone close enough for me to hit. So I'm going to hit.
There's one you hit
the
before, and there's one that
who
you
hit
haven't
me.
hit yet.
I guess. Well, I mean, let's hit the guy who hits hard, not the little guy.
Yeah, both.
Oh,
You
of those.
have 2 Eastenders surrounding you.
Oh, okay. So I'll hit the one who hit me. Well,
Okay.
I'll try to hit the person that hit me with my short sword. Ooh. 14?
14 is actually 14 is actually a hit, and that guy has been hit before.
Okay.
Lay it on him.
I'll roll the 1. So 3.
He does not look good, but he is still standing.
The dice gods.
Alright.
You know what we need in this fight? Big tree.
I wish. God, I want it so bad. Let's go up to 3 right now.
You all at 3rd level in the middle of the battle.
All right, any other actions?
Nope, that'll be it.
All right, Ward, we are back to you, top of the round.
All right. So, there's that guy right there. That'd be a possible hit on me, but I could no, that's two different guys could possibly hit me. Shoot. All right, I am going to. Yeah, let's use it. Why not?
Fireball. Here it comes.
No. Shoot. We're gonna have to hit somebody again. That's all I can do. First level's tough for wizard. Let's get rid of. I look to Shadow and I kind of say, clear some room for Zardan to get free. And I kind of point at this guy. And I'm going to strike this guy that I've hit already with my staff, hopefully. And maybe that will let Zardu get some room. Get him out of his disadvantage problems. So I shall swing my quarterstaff. Come on, Mr. Quarterstaff. Yes, there we go.
That is a smack.
9 bludgeoning damage this time.
Describe how Johnson, the sailmaker, does not make it out of the bar.
Yeah. So this is just a melon cracking sound to the side of his head, and you see the big split. It's a bludgeoning damage, and that metal piece on the side of the staff just makes that sickening noise of smacking a watermelon. Big crack in the side of his head. He just flops over. So that puts him there. Yeah. Okay, and that is... I have no bonus action. I'm not going to move because those guys would get opportunity attacks, so I'm going to stay. And I'm pointing at the other guy to... Hopefully Shadow can take care of him and then get our guy free.
All right, we're up to Shadow.
I will stab that guy.
Yes.
I will really stab that guy.
That is a hit.
That one is not a good damage one, though, just so you know.
It does not matter.
Describe as this patron turns tail and does not quite make it.
All the patrons die.
I've killed like half a dozen innocents here. That's not playing a paladin. That will just be a absolutely casual stab as he incorporates the casual walking to the east. He'll just walk by and stab that guy as he moves 30 feet off
There
to
you
the
go.
right.
Now we're
Nice.
cooking. You gonna move Shadow?
Yep.
Oh boy.
All right, patrons, which there as much as you can see, there's only one left. He's seen everyone else that is not in any kind of armor fall. So he is going to turn tail and start running, thinking that the back door might be better than the front door, which is going to afford Nash a parting attack.
It'd be nice if Nash did something in this fight.
Yeah, so much for like the leader of the company doing anything.
You say that out loud,
No.
tough guy?
Not at all. Actually, yeah. I've had some run-ins with some gnolls, and I have a problem with Nash a little bit because we had a pretty bad run-in with other gnolls, not his gnolls, but you know, my guy's a human. He's pretty racist, I'm sure.
Little they know, out back, the warlock's out there with like tentacles of Hadar, you know. Up the whole back alley is covered.
Where's One Eye? God damn it! Where's Goblin?
So Nash, as this guy turns to go, Nash swings his flail towards this guy's head and basically crushes him down to the ground. And in that moment of destroying this guy, goes into a rampage and leans over and attempts to bite the East Ender next to him. And does so for 6 damage. So this guy, he basically flails this guy's head in, and as this guy's dropping, the East Ender kind of dodges out of the side and leaves his arm out a little too much, and now Nash takes a nice big
I
bite out of it.
went Gnoll as a race because they have some cool stuff. I think had he not been part of the leader of the group, I would have went Gnoll and played a. But once you said Nash was our thing, I was like, I don't play two of them. Cool.
I love Knowles.
They're cool. Do we get a hyena laugh from them?
Yeah, exactly. Which I can't do.
Right.
Put
that
that
on your
it's my hyena laugh. Ha ha
Put that on your keyboard.
Nash goes, ha ha ha. All right.
Least intimidating Knoll ever.
The whole fight stops for a round, like nobody does
Just
anything
looks.
for a full round. What? 6 seconds of pause.
The music that was playing is like.
That's
Yeah.
why he was kicked out of his pack for having just a ridiculous laugh.
It's like Cord from Thor. That
Yes.
weird high-pitched voice that just does
Did you hear
not
the
match
story
that body at
behind
all.
that?
It's the director doing it, isn't it?
It's the director, but did you hear why he chose to do it? He said
No.
it was based off of all the Kiwi bouncers in New Zealand. They're all these really big guys, but they have really calm and high-pitched voices. But they're the biggest dudes he'd ever seen. He's like,
That's awesome.
I just got to do that, and that's why he did it. Was for the Kiwi bouncers. Thought that was awesome.
Nice. All right, Brits is back up and continuing to just flail away at Nash, shouting rude obscenities about how he's been fixed.
All right, we got to hook this guy up now.
And another scimitar and dagger hit Nash. This guy's giving Nash a what for? $16 points to Nash. Nash is not looking good right now.
This is bad.
He's really not looking good.
I'm like,
He's foaming at the mouth. He's in a rampage, but he's bleeding profusely. Some of his armor has fallen off. His straps have been cut, but he's sticking there, and he's really pissed off at this Brits guy now. And Nash goes for some flail.
Get some.
And there he goes. So
Yay!
apparently he needs to be severely wounded before he gets in the game.
Makes sense.
Oh. That second hit was crushing.
Yeah.
So a total of 23. Well, he just knocked Brits down to where he is, basically.
Ooh, I like to hear that.
He basically, with his flail, trips him up and then just comes right down on his gut as Brits struggles to get back up. All right, so now we're at Zardan.
All right. Well, I duck, dodge, dip, dive, use my disengage as my bonus action because I'm a goblin. We
Nice.
don't stick around in fights, and I'm out. And
They still got a 30 move for a goblin?
yeah, goblins is quick.
Even though they're small, they don't get the 25?
They do not.
Nice.
It's goblins.
Yeah,
All right,
you hear
and-
Ward mention out too. Keep hitting the right side.
All right. I guess since I reloaded in the last round, I will fire at that guy.
Now, since he's in combat, is that at disadvantage still? Or is that the -2?
That's
if there
a
was some-
GM call. The
Yeah.
rule currently in 5th edition is if somebody's fighting in combat, there's nothing that stops that. One of the rules I'm using in my campaign is if there's somebody in the line of sight, I give them partial coverage, which is a -2.
That sounds good. We'll go with that.
Okay, so hence there is no one between me and him. So
Yeah.
18.
That is a hit.
Bada boom for 10.
Describe your bada boom to that East Ender.
Nice.
Again, so there's these little little copper crosshair things, and he's like, and the guy's fighting, so he's like, moving back and forth, and then it's like, bang, he stops, and it just takes him out and spatters Brit here with red mist.
Paints the left side of his body.
Yep.
Nice. Any other actions?
Nothing other than to lean back to Shadu and like, see that? Got it. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Shadow puts his finger in his ear and wiggles it a little bit. It's loud.
But it smells nasty too. Do you have heightened senses of smell, Shadu?
I don't, but I'm gonna just say I do.
I only use the best pig shit.
This East Ender in the back ducks around the bar and fires a crossbolt at Zardan.
Everybody hates a goblin. Oh my lord.
Oh,
This could be
good thing
bad.
for 10 hit points.
We'll stabilize you.
All right.
8 damage.
That is exactly my 10 hit points.
All right. The other 3 Eastenders, we've got 2 on Myrrh and 1 on Ward. Actually, no, we're going to go 1 for 1. 1 on Myrrh, 1 on Ward, 1 on Nash. He sees that Nash is getting beat by Brits. Brits is encouraging him to attack. So this is on Myrrh. Damn.
Big rolls are coming out. We're in trouble.
Poof.
8 to Myrrh. This one's on Ward. Ooh, 11.
Does not get through the armor.
All right, bounces off the armor, and the third to Nash, which misses. That is the East Enders, and we are to Myrrh.
Come on, Myrrh, knock one down. You're really mad now.
I'll try to hit the one who is the most hurt around me.
That would be the one between you and Ward.
So I'll attack him for 18.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
That is a hit.
Knock him
For
out.
5.
Describe how Myrrh has destroyed an East End.
Well, Myrrh, not looking great. They take their short sword, and they see this guy just swaying side to side a little bit. So she twists it around, so it's in the stabbing motion, just goes in for the stab right through the neck, right down the chest cavity, and then pulls it out. And just watches him fall down and turns her sights to the guy next to her.
Blood sprays all over you and Ward.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
iron smell.
Nice. I smell copper.
All right, Ward, you've just been doused in arterial spray.
I am going to move to here.
Actually, before he does that, can I use my bonus action real quick?
Sure.
Yes. And if you want to move,
I
go
will.
ahead if you want to too.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my bonus action as a furball to use hidden step, which is basically I can go invisible for my bonus action, and I'm just gonna meander out of the way a little bit. Just gonna get by them. Just gonna watch how it goes, and then I'll go back in for the attack.
All right, so there's no opportunity attack on that. You kind of disappeared into the spray of blood.
Yep, exactly.
All right. Ward is up.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to move to here, staying so they don't get opportunity attack, twirling my staff, and then I want to fire off a spell. At first level. So wait, first before I do that, let me give you the spell card so you can see what it can do. Where is that checkbox? What I'm going to do is I'm going to fire off color spray.
Okay.
Why is there not a checkbox for include spell description in the attack? On. All right, I think that'll work. All right. So this works exactly like the sleep spell does. I get to roll a bunch of dice, and then you decide, you look at the people that have their hit points, and you start taking it off lowest first, and then the next person until it's out, just like sleep. The only difference being is that these people will be blinded.
Okay.
So it's going to give them the blinded condition.
And is that disadvantage on their attacks?
And on any ability checks, disadvantage on when they attack us, and we get advantage when we attack them because they're blinded.
Okay.
It is a cone spell. And so I want to gauge the cone. I'll put it with a yellow here. In kind of, I'm going to try to miss Nash. So my cone, I really only want to try to get these two.
Okay.
Basically with the cone as much as I can. I'll try to position it however I can and miss those. So I'm hoping to get those two blinded if I can. That's what I'm shooting for. So 36 points.
And it starts lowest first, right?
Lowest first in the cone, yeah.
Okay, and this guy's dead, so he don't count.
Yep, you can do it according to D&D templates.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think I
so-
can make the edge of my template be just them, and then it squirts out and not even hit Mur or whoever else.
Yep.
Okay, so describe your color spray as this.
Yeah, so
comes up.
I'm twirling the staff, and then this is a searing white light. As I push my hand forward, it comes from the palm, and it's the brightest light, brighter than looking at the sun, and it's meant to catch them in the eyes and blind them. So just searing white light. No
Okay,
sound.
so no sound. So searing white light sprays out, and so 36.
Mm-hmm.
That will, and it's their current hit points, correct?
Current, yeah, what they're currently at. So whoever has the lowest gets the first blind, and then if there's any left, goes to the second one. If there's any left, it would go to a third one. If there's not enough to get a guy, then it's done.
And there's only 2 in this cone, correct?
I think so, yeah. Yep. So I was thinking I'd get these two.
Yep. So this white light sprays out from Ward. No sound. Both of these guys just put their hands to their eyes as they just get blinded. And then you hear this huge boom throughout the tavern, kind of like a klaxon. It's like, whoa! And up in this corner, over here, one of the sconces basically lights up, and a huge kind of pink swirling mist starts coming out of the sconce in the shape of a cowled face.
Nice.
Nash goes, shit! Cowled alarm! You know that throughout
Oh, yeah.
there are several, basically, we know that magic, unless you are an emerald, or I mean a cowled wizard, is completely outlawed.
Mhm.
Certain areas have alarms that can be triggered if you're not wearing a properly sanctioned badge that is detected.
Now, I am the background Emerald Wizard.
Correct.
Does that mean I have a fake badge?
You have a fake badge.
Okay. All right. We'll see how that goes.
So everyone hears this huge, basically foghorn sound, and this misty, cowled face start coming out of this sconce and starting to peer around the room. And we are to Shadu.
He will very quickly move to that point and stab that guy that Nash is fighting.
Oh, God.
All right, Brits.
Advantage and sneak attack.
Oh no.
I missed them both.
In Brits' flailing, in his blind flailing, you missed both attacks.
That's it. That was my bonus.
All right. We are to the patrons, which, as long as you can tell, there are none remaining in the bar.
We've done what
And
we
then-
came here to do, everybody. Let's go.
Yeah, we're done here. Brits, flailing around, is taking wild swings at the air. I'm going to give him a 1 to 4. He's still facing Nash. 5 to 6. He is now facing Shadu. He is facing Shadu as he flails wild. So this is with disadvantage. Scimitars and a dagger. Flailing into the air.
Yeah. So disadvantage is nice.
Misses.
Nice.
The advantage is nice, but I couldn't do anything with it.
I tried to help you.
And how long does Color
Till-
Spade last for?
Till the end of my round, 1 round till the end of my turn.
Gotcha.
So once my
Perfect.
turn is over, though, it'll drop off.
All right, so Nash is up. Does that give Nash any advantage to hitting him if he's blinded?
Yeah. He's got advantage on anybody that's blinded. He's attacking.
Well, he is full on Brit. He sees that your spell has lowered this guy's defenses, and he's flailing.
There it is.
And he is flailing hard. So both of those hit with advantage. One with a crit. And we're looking at 20 points of damage. Brits is hurting big time. He is spitting up blood. You can tell that his left arm isn't moving very well. Nash is like, in for the kill. And Zardan, you are up.
Okay,
Oh,
so
steal it.
the big giant head, right? Do they consider what I do magic?
think any sufficiently advanced technology is considered magic.
Since
Heresy!
Wait, did what Mer do be considered magic?
no, it's
Innate
arcane
abilities,
spells. Yeah,
Yeah,
is
spellcasting.
yours an arcane spell?
Nope. It's a
You
ranged
are-
attack.
You are okay, even though the cowled face is looking right at
All right. Then I guess I will Okay, so
Can we yell out, Brit, you should never have cast that spell?
you. Exactly.
So I'm the cameras are over top of. Is this actually a bad guy down here?
Yes, that is an East Ender.
All right. And then he is going to take a thunder cannon to his pumpkin. Pumpkin chucking. Okay.
That hit the pumpkin.
All right. And skadoosh.
Ooh!
Just level 15 damage.
Describe your East Ender ending himself.
And his head goes like a pumpkin hit by a shotgun. It just, blue chunks in, like across where Ward is and against the wall and just around that general area.
Poor Ward is like a pink mist covered wizard at this point.
All my mage armor is just full of blood.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be the best part. It goes away. And
Yeah,
it just
because
all
when the mage armor
flocks
goes off. Yeah.
The last thought through this East Ender's head was, I'm at the door. There's no one here. I'm going to run for
I'm
it.
gonna make it.
I'm going to make it. I'm up next. I'm going to make it. And no. So the last standing
He
East
got John
Ender,
whipped.
yep, next to Nash is going to attack Nash.
All right.
And misses
No.
because,
Yeah,
well, I
disadvantage.
guess he would have missed. Yeah.
Yeah, disadvantage.
Luckily.
14. Woo.
The East Ender behind the bar is taking another crossbow shot at Zardan.
Oh, he wants the goblin.
He knows you've been just dropping him left and right. Oh, he is afraid. He like ducks a little too low to really get. He kind of puts his hand above and just blindly fires at you.
It hits the
Hoping-
sticks in this table right in front, right here.
Yeah. Just he's like cover fire, whatever. And Mur, you're up.
Get him, Mer. Get him.
All right. So I always forget this because I'm usually the ranger or a magic user, but you can like dual wield in this game for very little penalty. So as my invisibility wears off at the beginning of my turn, I take out my second short sword and I go straight at this guy right there. And I go in for one swing for my main hand because I get some sort of penalty for my offhand. I don't know yet.
So,
Okay, go ahead.
oh, I was going to say, both light weapons, short swords, right? So, legal. This offhand is your bonus action. Is that attack, is the second attack. You get all your bonuses except your proficiency to that attack.
Okay.
So
Since
-2.
I don't have one set up. So that's
Or not,
4 damage
plus.
to that guy. And I'm assuming he's not dead yet, right?
Correct, he is not dead yet. But
Alright, so
looking
I'll
back.
go with my second one.
Ooh,
And that is a hit. That
crit.
counts as a crit.
Yeah, advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, 10.
Describe your last standing melee East End.
So
As he goes
I just go in. I come out of invisibility. I unsheath my other short sword. I spin it around. I come at him and I go with my first sword. And then I go in for a lunging stab at the last as I take him out, I push him aside a bit, and I go and stand in
Into his space.
Yeah, and I turn my eye to the other guy. I forgot that this is my mic now. Sorry.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like in and out. All right,
Okay.
Myrrh. We are back at top of the round, and we are to Ward.
All right, I'm going to move 5, 10, 15. Well, actually, I can get to here. Just make sure he doesn't run off. His blindness will drop at the end of my turn here. And let's go ahead and hit him with a staff, hopefully. Core, there you go. Quarterstaff with advantage. Oh, I should have rolled advantage. I got to roll one more time. A 9 and 11. Might have missed.
That is a miss.
All right, so clanks off his armor. I try to cut off his avenue of escape, and his blindness is now gone.
All right, we're to Shadu.
All right, rapier from the side.
That is a miss.
Dagger.
That is a hit.
Cheat dice all night long.
19.
That's got to be the kill.
That is max damage.
Oh, it's gonna be so sad when someone steals from you. He is bleeding. He can barely see out of his blood's everywhere pouring out of him. I don't know where you shivved him, but
Wait.
he's-
I'm looking at that. It's 1d4 plus 1d6. It's not taking my dex in there. That is actually a 23.
I see. So I see the 9.
Plus
Oh no, it's 3. It's 3 plus 2 plus 4. Sorry,
Yeah, it's there.
19.
And that max damage was brutal. You get sneak attack on both. It adds to both.
He only gets one sneak attack per attack. So if he misses with the rapier, he can still get it with a dagger.
But on a crit, any dice you roll, you get 2 of them. So if it's an attack you
beautiful.
roll a dice for, then you get to do it.
Gotcha.
It's got the same thing going on the paladin does. They don't have to use the smite until they hit, and then they call the smite. It's the same with sneak attack.
I'm still not. Are you seeing that in the roll? Did I get that right in the macro? It's 1d4 plus my sneak attack is 1d6 plus my 4.
I
for
see
dex.
that in the 9.
Am I missing a dagger damage there for the crit?
No, it's
No,
1d4
9
plus
is
1d6.
the regular attack, and then the 10 is your 2 extra dice. 1 for a d4, 1 for a d6, because you critted, so you get to roll 2 extra dice. So the 9 would represent the hit, and the 10 represents the crit extra dice.
So you got 3 plus 2 plus
okay.
4.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at the breakdown of the dice.
All right, we're to Brits. He is hurting big time. He's finally not blinded, but there's blood everywhere. He sees that he's completely surrounded. But he also knows that Nash is going to give him no quarter. So he also knows Nash is very wounded, and he's going to go full blitz on Nash.
Two hits. Ooh.
2 hits on Nash. 6, 7. He basically jumps up, scimitar slashes Nash, and fully plunges his dagger into Nash's back as he takes Nash down to the floor.
Apparently, there's going to be a opening in the company.
Nash is underneath him,
Nice.
completely down. And we are to Nash.
Now, if he moves forward, do I get an attack?
We'll say that he didn't, but he
Okay,
just
okay.
dropped Nash like that.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm good with that. Actually, even thematically, if you just want to do it, it's fine. And I didn't get one. It's cool.
We'll do it thematically.
Yeah, it looks cool. We'll let it go. Yeah.
We'll let it go. And so Nash about to do the first NPC saving throw I've ever had to do. This is like me rolling saving throws, death saves.
Yeah,
is
we
really
I know,
bad.
that's why I'm like, that's why I'm watching through a finger.
Oh!
I made it.
As long as it's not my own character, it's okay. All right,
Naturally.
Zardan, you just saw Nash go down in a heap of blood and nastiness, howling.
Oh, all those guys are down. So there is no one between me and him line of sight. All right.
That is
So
correct.
then, because I'll spend my bonus action first to reload. And
Incoming kill steal. Oh no!
no.
Murr's gonna get it.
Boom! Right around Murr's ear.
Yeah. Sorry, Mur. Look out.
Okay, the East Ender that has been firing at Zardan peeks over the counter and says, "Later!" knowing that front door is bad news. He starts running out the back. And we are to Mur.
Put him down, Mur.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
He's basically on top of Nash right now, just digging his blades in.
Let's see what's happening behind him. So what I'm gonna, well, we'll see what happens with the die. But I know what I want to do. So with my main hand, I go in for the swing with the short sword. Oh.
That does it.
And with 4 damage, do I do it?
Describe how Brits falls to Mur.
And so what I'm gonna do, as he's pulling up the sword from out of Nash's back, I'm like, "Get off of him, you dirty scoundrel!" And what I do is I run and I jump into him and I lunge my sword into him as I'm jumping onto him and tackling him to the ground off of Nash and into the other square. Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Dirty
So I go
scoundrel.
with it.
Shadow's
Oh,
gonna
it's
look
my
at you. Can you curse at all? Dirty scoundrel. Bah.
And with my second attack, I just fully
I hit
just,
Shadu.
like, I just fully slit his throat from under me.
Coup d'etat. Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Brits is no more. You hear combat in the back as Cage and Silver have dropped the last East Ender, and we are out of combat.
Dope.
Not a soul got out.
Nice.
I roll over.
What about the cowl up
The
on
cowl is still blaring, and it has surveyed the entire tavern and is locked on ward.
Yeah, it was like, it's time to go. Grift him and go.
And
And I tried to. Yeah, I was gonna try to stabilize while you guys grift.
There you go.
Yeah, so you see me moving towards Nash, and I'm gonna try to medicine check him, I guess.
All right.
See if I can stabilize.
I'll grab everything I can with sleight of hands while he's doing that.
No, I'm not able to stabilize him, but I'm gonna grab him while
Oh,
you guys
all
are
right.
while you guys are grifting.
I'll help. When I see you fumbling around, I'm gonna give it a shot too, because this is the guy basically who made me not a slave anymore. So
So
I'll
he
try
goes
to.
through another death save.
Oh,
Jeez,
Ooh,
he'll be fine.
woohoo!
yeah, you need a 10. Yeah.
Yep.
Zardan staunches the bleeding.
Yeah, so I got him up under my. I'm like gonna drag him out of here, heading towards the door as he's clotting the wound.
Are you even strong enough to pick him up?
I got some tape.
I think so. Maybe. I have a 13
All right.
strength. I'm pretty strong.
So you guys have stabilized Nash. Silver and Cage have met you in and are screaming to get him to the wagon, get him back to the dock.
Or yeah, maybe Mur, can you take like an arm and I'll take an arm and we're just dragging him. It doesn't matter if his feet are dragging. He's stabilized for now.
I'll just pick him up.
Okay.
I count as large when
You're like
lifting
super
things.
strength. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll help lift him onto your shoulder and you've got him.
Yeah. So
You
I'll
hear
pick
him murmur under his semi-unconscious, "My flail!
Oh yeah.
Don't
go back
leave
and I
my
pick up-
flail!"
I'll pick up his flail with my other hand.
Then maybe should we yell out to Silver, we're like front room clear, and then we start heading out the doors, like start ushering people out, so we can just get the hell out of here.
I'm cutting open every purse I can get my hands on as fast as I can.
All right, so Shadu, you are grifting. Is anyone else helping him? You guys, the other
Yeah.
three are helping get Nash into the wagon.
Well, I patched him up, and then the big guys got him. So
Yeah,
I'll go
help.
for
Yeah, I'll help.
Okay.
Britt.
All right, so you're
Unless Shadu's already there.
taking Brit.
As we
I'm
walk out-
remarkably fast stealing stuff, so
Yeah,
like,
you
I'm
go
like
to
a
get to
Hoover
Brit's,
vacuum.
and Shadu just kind of like walks over him, and like half of his stuff is gone.
Vanishes, sucks it up
It's like an
Roomba.
MMO. We kill something, I just walk over it, and the loot just appears in my bag.
Click the bag.
Yeah,
Take all.
As they
Brit's
walk
is
out,
like
as it
instantly just a
happens.
naked corpse on the
dude.
ground.
All right, then I collect my brass.
All right, so Cage and Silver meet you guys out the front. They're yelling, "What the hell is that noise?" And then they're all helping you pile in and haul an ass out of back to the back to your warehouse and your headquarters, basically.
That's pretty good. That's about 5 rounds, so that might have been a 30-second fight.
Yeah, it was.
Sounds about right.
Come up.
It was a bloody mess.
Corpses everywhere.
All right, so from all the spoils you've got monetarily wise, you're gonna have 53 gold, and Brit's actually had some very nice gold chains on him.
Do we want to designate our money holder? Shadu, is that you?
I thought Shadow's gonna
Okay.
share.
He just smiles at you and says, "Absolutely."
Sure. And he always appears with better and better clothing after every time.
What are the gold chains worth?
You can appraise them, and they're probably worth about 25 gold each, and there's 2 of them.
And I'm gonna play the I'll be the Logan character in this situation, or the PB. I'll be like, now remember, I'm a goblin. I think everyone is always stealing from me because I'm a goblin, and I have a 16 intelligence. So, but I'm also not that interested, as long as it's not like a bauble or a clock or some magical tinkering device. I'd be like, gold. Pff, there's always more gold.
All right, so as we fast forward, you guys rushing the wagon down the road, as the klaxon kind of fades into the distance. You guys get back to West Sea warehouse, pull in, go through the stable area. Everybody's shouting, running. No one's ever seen Nash go down before, so this is there's a lot of some of it's panic, other of it's just kind of, fear that one of the major leaders might have fallen. And you guys rush him into the, they just call him Doc, and he's basically the infirmary. And he instantly goes to work on him. Barrel's there at this point, and wants a debriefing from you guys, and shuffles you out once he can figure out that Nash is going to be okay. Then you get kind of a lot of thanks for bringing Nash back alive, and he rushes you into basically the meeting room that you guys were in to begin with. And he's basically, what the hell happened?
Yeah, I'll have a sheepish look on my face at that point, and I'll say, well, everything started great. Nash started taking some hits, and I may have brought a little more attention onto us than we intended. And I kind of look at him to see if he knows what I'm saying, if he's getting what I'm meaning, or if he's... Because if
you kind of see...
diviner, he might understand.
You kind of see him kind of go... Heat how kind of knows what's coming. He just wants to make sure.
Yeah, and I was like, it was looking bad. Nash was about to go down. I had to do something. I couldn't hold back, so I had to cast. Is all I say. Is I had to cast, and now that the mage armor comes off, and
okay, Barrel.
My
he's
bad.
like, shit. Well, couldn't be helped. It had to be done. It'll cost us. But that changes the timeline. You all need to go tonight. This is going to take some greasing the wheels. And then he basically says, grab your kit, get down to the Mare's Tail, and you guys are going to head out tonight, at least get out of the harbor. He'll, as soon as Doc can get Nash patched up, he'll either get the Nightfall following you to rendezvous, or he'll send someone else in Nash's place. But he wants to get you out of the harbor.
I'm gonna drop 21 gold on the table there for Nash and the two guys from the back, and then while we're getting out of there, I'm gonna give everybody 14 gold.
All right, first treasure has been split. Luckily, the Mare's Tail was scheduled to go out tomorrow morning, so this just really kind of pushes up the timeline by about 8 hours. So I guess is that where we should leave it? Is you guys boarding the Mare's Tail and starting to head out?
Is this where we lose our clothes and wake up naked in the hold?
Yep. Exactly. Prepare to be naked next time.
It's a good thing magery works if you're naked or not.
And we will jump ahead for next session. Everyone's starting at level 2.
Yay!
A little bit of a fast track.
Yeah, and I don't know if being the Emerald Wizard, how that thing would know if I'm a real one or not, or if that would help that situation. Obviously, letting Barrel take care of it, but I wanted you to keep that in mind. That I was
yeah. So
am
Barrel knows you're a Emerald.
Okay.
Because he's got that was discussed prior to entry into the company.
Is he
full membership?
A cowl, or is he not?
He is a cowl.
No, he is. Okay.
Yep.
Right. So he has a license.
Yes.
But we've disclosed that I have a fake one. Okay.
Correct.
Got it.
And all that kind of stuff can be in Athkatla, can be dealt with for the proper price.
Yeah.
So that's what'll have to happen in your absence.
Yeah. I don the same hat and big leather jacket that I've been wearing the whole way south, trying to keep my my identity hidden as much as possible as I head towards that boat, get on it, and make sure I don't.
Yeah, no, and you guys will go like a opposite way of Portage Street to not have to deal with the drama that's happening down at the fallen stag.
EastEnders won't mess with us anymore.
What drama? It's awfully quiet in that room now.
Yeah, that poor bartender.
Plague.
Looks like we're gonna be taking over some territory.
It was
Yes.
plague. That man's got a sword through him. Fell on it.
The message was sent for sure.
Don't have your bachelor party in the fallen stag.
Bad choice.
That was good.
All right, I'm gonna
like-
grab a real quick drink here. I'll be right back.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up the stream. Do you think is that what's happening then?
I
Did you
think
say
so.
we're not playing anymore, right?
Correct. I think that at this point we're just going to be on to therapy. You know, the little after session.
After
Yammer.
show. All right. Well, I'll leave the after show up.
All right.
No reason not to record what we've got. So that's our show for tonight. Make sure you come back 7 or 8:30 next Monday for Storm King's Thunder for our other group. This Thursday 8:30 we have the B team of Storm King's Thunder on their mission towards Star Metal Hills.
Oh, that's my Thursday not role playing.
Yeah, so you guys don't have anything on Thursday unless somebody's going to do something else for you guys. So,
Zombie apocalypse.
I'm gonna be hunting.
oh, there you go.
Bambi's. Death
Yep.
to Bambi
Bambies.
with a longbow.
No. I'm hunting for meat, going out with a shotgun.
So second level, on our boat ride, I would be asking Myrrh and Zardan about some of the things you can do. It'll help me choose what
Alright.
spells I want. Like, so if you guys can do light, I don't have to take light, right? Or can you identify items or something so I don't have to take that? Or
I can. Okay, here's my spell
can
list,
you do?
and I have identify, detect magic as rituals,
okay, good.
and I don't need spell components for identify.
Good,
I've
good,
got
good.
the mending cantrip,
Nice. I don't need that.
and I for my second level spells, I'm going to be taking the because we're half casters in the rewrite, so we actually get cantrips and whatnot. I have a cantrip that's called what is it? I just put it in here. It's the one I just had to create. It's Blast Rod. Oh, it's supposed to be a cantrip. I shouldn't need a level. There it is. So, and for me, I'm going to say that he's got like a revolver pistol, and it's got crystals on it. And because what you can do is you can do a different type of damage each time you fire it. So I'm going to pretend that he has this like arcane focus that's actually a pistol with these different colored crystals, and he spins them to fire acid or fire or electricity or whatever. And it just does a D8, and it's a spell attack. You know, you got to make a ranged spell attack. But that's going to be his cantrip.
Because the only thing I don't have is at this point is I didn't take a light spell, so, and I don't have dark vision. I assume all of you do.
Yeah, I do.
Of course.
Cheaters.
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Okay, so I'll think about that because what I wanted to take, I'm going to take comprehend language as a utility spell because I think we could use that quite a bit.
My first level spell list is alarm, cure wounds, disguise self, I gotta pick 2 of these: Alarm, Cure Wounds, Disguise Self, Expeditious Retreat, False Life, Featherfall, Grease, Jump, Long Strider, Sanctuary, and Shield of Faith. Here.
Is
bunch of good stuff.
every short or long rest I can disguise self or detect magic. And for second level, I'm picking up Hunter's Mark and Cure Wounds.
Some healing.
Okay, yeah, then because I'm sitting at Shield, Sleep, Ray of Sickness, Grease, Expeditious Retreat, Color Spray. I'll pick up Comprehend Language and Earth Tremor. And then my cantrips are Blade Ward, Firebolt, Minor Illusion, and I'm going to pick one more. I'm thinking about maybe Ice Knife or... I don't know. There's new spells in Xanathar, so I was thinking about grabbing a couple from there and putting them in.
Yep.
So
Can't wait to get it.
That blast rod there is from the rewrite of the Artificer, which made me a little bit sad. They took away my 6th level VTOL giant eagle helicopter that I was going to build, so they made that its own subclass.
So yeah,
Perfect for Murdoch, though.
I know, that's why I was like, oh, it's a rage against the rewrite.
But if we don't have anything that creates light, I might create bonfire or dancing lights or I don't know.
Can you get
You
fairy
guys
fire?
are so the A team.
Yeah.
That's it. Logan said, and then I was like, oh my god.
So,
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys were doing that intentionally, but last night I'm looking at it, I'm like, holy crap, that is BA, Face, Murdoch, and Hannibal.
Yep.
no, and I think
And
it just
because I
worked out
knew
that
you were
way.
Face, that's why I had to say, of course, Zardan is Face. With my 8 charisma and 8 wisdom.
Did everybody in this group take like 18 decks?
16. I don't have an 18 for nothing, man.
There are gonna be
10.
no fireballs against this group.
Yeah, if I almost went cheesy and went elf so that I could get to the 20 decks and I could totally Teagrey it up, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. No elf. No elf.
This is a no elf party. That's like a
That's right. Human variant. Well, I've got the Mage Slayer feat. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Out of the Abyss, and at a tabletop, actually at work, for our Friday lunches, we're gonna start playing Out of the Abyss. And I think I'm gonna be a human druid, and I'm gonna take Magic Initiate just so I can take Mage Armor, because a bear with a 14 armor class compared to an 11 might stay in the fight a couple extra rounds.
Good luck with that.
bear armor.
I'm gonna try it, man.
Bear armor. There, yeah,
Armored
actually,
bear.
and I'm hoping Teagrey kills me because there's about 7 other characters I want to roll. So, I have no that whole time.
Roll
I'm
for
thinking
it.
this is awesome. Mage is up in front. This is so good. The rest of my team's behind me.
I know, dude. It was great. And then particularly once PB was like, short swords, and I duck, I turn invisible and step out of the combat. I'm like, oh, our mage is our tank. We got the
Yeah.
tank mage.
So good.
Oh,
The whole time I've been thinking about this guy, I'm like, it's got that Winter Soldier arm. Is what I keep thinking of. It's like all my stuff's gonna revolve around that Winter Soldier arm, like how the spells work.
so, when I get to 3rd level and I can start infusing spells, it'll be awesome. We'll set you up with Shield of Faith too. Like, I can take a mundane item like a ring or whatever and infuse Shield of Faith in
At
it, and
first
you
level,
can cast it.
At first level, I'm 17, but when I hit 2nd level and I get my actual first ability from my War Mage,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a 19 AC. Plus, I can boost it up to a 24 if I need to.
Well, and your Shield of Faith ring that I'll make you.
Right.
So
So
26.
yeah, I'm totally Teagreying it up.
It's payback.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do it without multi-classing, which is gonna be the only. I'm gonna have trouble with hit points. So temporary hit points is gonna be the big thing. That's what kept me going in that fight. Was the temporary.
Yeah, I was like, when I was making Nash, I was like, oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, that'll keep me going. So if we can find some way for our group at some point to be able to administer temp hit points to each other somehow, that'll be a big boon for me. And then I can do what I've been doing is get up there in the fight.
And glass cannon like crazy.
Mm.
Yes, that is Hannibal for sure.
Yeah, the party did really well on this one.
When I saw so many enemy tokens, I was like, oh, we're in trouble.
Well, yeah, when I saw Nash up front, I figured he's going to take the brunt. He's got to be a pretty tough Knoll, even though he took a beating. I was surprised I was not expecting him to drop. Yeah,
but
sometimes that's how the rolls go.
Yeah, it was well done all around. But I wanted it to be big, and I was like, if I can get Ward to pop a spell.
Oh, I'm gonna.
But you were super like cautious at the beginning. I'm like, oh, maybe he's not going to.
Now, can they detect?
Yeah, I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have, because I only had 2 first level slots, right? So I used one when I did mage armor, and I had one left, which I was going to save for my shield, which meant somebody's about to hammer me, and I'm going to use the shield to reaction it off.
Right.
But when Nash got hit so hard, and you were like, he's getting really down, I thought, I've got to turn the fight somehow, or give us an ability to get some of these guys, and that's when I started trying to get where I could do the color spray. But I didn't want to.
I think it did too, because it took Brits would have dropped Nash a round earlier.
Yeah.
And then just been tearing.
Yeah, I think Nash would have went down a round earlier. I think that gave us one more round to do stuff, and that gave Shadu time to get in there. It gave our Goblin time to blow some heads up again, and Mur was able to come around and hit. So, I mean, it gave us a round of putting damage on people again.
Yeah, because I think there were still like 2 or 3 East Enders plus Brits up.
Yeah.
And I really did like your Lucien, your role playing the whole tactician, Captain America, Hannibal situation where I really did. I was like, okay, that was cool.
I'm gonna try not to tell you guys what to do all the time, but yeah, I was thinking in the moment, I was like, get you guys to shift that way. And then if I needed that blind, I could make it work, but it didn't work out that way. But it worked to get you free, which was what we really needed to, was to get you free.
Yeah.
And Shadu free. So you guys did I did what I was supposed to do. In fact, I kind of wanted to taunt those guys to have them attack me, so that you guys could just clean them up, because my AC should keep me going for a while, at least a hit or 2. But we'll see how it ends up when there's only 4 of us.
Yeah.
No Nash. Maybe we'll have to hire some hirelings.
I was gonna say we're gonna have to.
Can we find a gnome barbarian roaming around?
Exactly.
Couple smiles.
Yeah.
Torchbearer.
Torchbearer. That's right.
Who's gonna be our analyst? Who's gonna be carrying the book?
Someone's got to keep track of it on this expedition.
Yeah.